How do you choose the best Python project deployment strategy? Imagine you've just finished building a Python application and now it's time to share it with the world. But how do you decide the best way to get it out there? Choosing the right deployment strategy can seem tricky, but it's all about matching your project's needs with the right tools and methods. First, think about how big your project is. Small projects with just a few dependencies can be easily deployed using simple methods like copying source code or using the Python path environment variable. These are quick and good for testing or internal use. But if your application is large, with many parts working together, you'll want a more robust approach. Strategies like Canary deployment or blue-green deployment help reduce risks when updating complex systems. They let you test new versions without taking down the whole application. Next, consider how much downtime your application can handle. If your app needs to be available all the time, you should look into zero-downtime options. Blue-green deployment is perfect here because it runs to identical environments. You switch traffic from the old to the new environment instantly. If some downtime is okay, simpler methods like basic deployment or rolling updates work fine. Look at your user traffic patterns too. If your users access the app steadily, deploying updates is easier. But if your traffic spikes unpredictably, gradual rollout strategies like Canary deployment are safer. They let you release updates to small groups first, then expand. This way, if something goes wrong, only a small number of users are affected. Your deployment method also depends on your infrastructure. For development, deploying directly from source code with Python path is fast and flexible. For production, wheel files stored in repositories give you controlled, repeatable releases. If you want standalone executables that don't need Python installed, tools like PyInstaller create single-file binaries, though they are larger and harder to update. Docker containers are excellent for scalable applications because they provide isolated environments. They take more setup but ensure your app runs consistently across different machines. When choosing a releases strategy, think about your infrastructure. Rolling deployment gradually replaces old versions with new ones, reducing risk. Blue-green deployment runs to environments in parallel, allowing instant switchovers and quick rollbacks. Canary deployment releases updates to small user groups first, minimizing exposure to potential issues. Your infrastructure tools matter too. Load balancers and traffic routing enable advanced deployment strategies. Kubernetes supports rolling updates and Canary releases natively. Using Git and infrastructure as code tools like Terraform helps automate and manage deployments smoothly. In the end, the best deployment strategy balances your project size, your team skills, and your infrastructure. For quick testing, simple source code deployment is perfect. For production, structured methods like wheel repositories or Docker containers are more reliable. When updating, choose strategies that match your risk tolerance and downtime needs. Start simple, then add complexity as your project grows. That way, you keep your application running smoothly and your users happy.